Okay, welcome back to Naruto Anime Re-Review, Part 6. This one discussing the last portion of the Chunin exam arc, Round 3, Fight. Okay, this one I'm covering episodes 58 to 67, roughly 10 episodes. Now, my original plan was as soon as I finished this arc, I would start the series freezing because I was reading the manga. But I've decided to hold off a bit because Chrono Crush basically is something that this arc is building towards. So I'm going to basically watch as soon as I finish watching that arc. I don't think it'll take me too long to get through the Chrono Crush arc. I mean, I'm already like 3 episodes, I'm already like the 4 episodes into this 13 episode arc. It's got roughly about 10 episodes left, so I don't think this will take me too long to finish up. But I don't think that I will start freezing today. It'll probably be tomorrow at best when I start this particular arc. Probably. Okay, this arc is simply the third round. The third round is simply the matches that, well, the preliminary round helps set up. The first match is Naruto versus Neji. Second match was supposed to be Gaara versus Sasuke, but he was late. Third match, Shikamaru versus Hamri. And the fourth match, which is, well, was going to be Kankuro versus Shino. Yep, those are the 4 matches. Naruto was a little late, but he got there in time. Though he basically episode first starts out with him when he's talking to Hinata, which I thought was a great scene. The fact that, well, he said he find her creepy and weird, but he likes that about her. Yep, and next time we see Hinata is in the stadium with Kiba. Now, in case you're curious, despite that Hinata is a beautiful woman, does Shino and Kiba ever develop feelings for her in the series? No, they never do. Because they know that she has things for Naruto. They have, as far as I can tell, they have no problem with it at all. They're perfectly accepting of it. Heck, even her sensei, Koronai, is very much supporting this idea of her crush on Naruto. Okay, now, you see her after talking for a bit, he's like, oh crap, I'm late. So he tries various ways to get to the stadium. First, going through a fence. That was bandaged up. Then he goes to a manhole, went to some of the hot springs, which is too far, and then he rides a bull, and being chased bull all the way to the stadium, and of course, everybody else is there, no problem. Except for Sasuke, and of course, the Sound Ninja, who's not there because he got killed by Gaara during the interlude. Yep, so everybody there. First, they had the match between Naruto versus Neji, and this is a great fight. Takes up pretty much like the first 3 episodes of the arc. Yeah, first 3 episodes. And the fight goes back and forth. You get a little bit of backstory of Neji in this particular set of episodes, where when he first met Hinata, she was 3 years old. He found her very beautiful, but not in love with her. No, because they're cousins, despite that he was raised as her adopted brother. And pretty much when he joined the branch, he was forced to join the branch, and he had basically put a curse mark on his forehead. I should point out, though, in the manga, it was a swastika. Yep, a swastika. I get the reason why the anime decided to change that because, yeah, the people are very sensitive about the swastika now because of how much the symbol was ruined by the Nazis. So it was changed to an X, which, as far as I can tell, Kishimoto didn't have a problem with it because in the manga, what happened with Neji later on, when you see his Ninja Man fall up again, it's an X. Yeah, Kishimoto had no problem with this at all. So, yeah, I've never heard him actually complain about the change. It's perfectly fine. He explains that his father died as sort of a substitute because what happened not long after he met Hinata. Simply put, the day that they had this peace treaty signed with the Hidden Cloud Village, yeah, first time you can see their own shinobi, and, well, that's when he first was going through a ceremony of basically, because, well, Hinata just turned 3, so Neji take up the, well, protection of the, well, the main house. Yeah, the whole thing about being branched is kind of weird, but it's how clans work in Naruto. And apparently, according to, I think it was I don't know, Kakashi or somebody mentioned it, that apparently there's a blood feud going on in the Hyuga clan. They weren't all killing each other, mind you, just simply despised each other. Heck, both Neji and his father hated being part of the branch family, despite the fact they're basically, well, let's just say this, like, Neji's father was in fact the head of Hyuga clan's twin brother, and the thing is, because he was born first, he's the head of the clan. Despite the fact that the thing is, when Hinata basically lost her title as the heir for the Hyuga clan, she wasn't banished to a branch family. No, because she was basically sent to Koronai to be basically her student, to basically train her. Yep. So, that's simply put. Oh yeah, and also when she was young, there was attempted kidnapping by a member of the Hidden Cloud Village. The person that kidnapped her was the negotiator. Why the heck he did this? Never explained. Also, apparently the people of Hidden Cloud Village refused to recognize an attempted kidnapping of a child. Yes, the way that the series writes is the Hidden Cloud are complete buffoons. And the complete, oh, you killed a negotiator! Head of the Hyuga clan, I want your dead body sent to us. Yeah, that was their prerogative. They want the head of the Hyuga clan's dead corpse sent to them. So, the way it's explained later is that, well, Neji explains that his father took the head of Hyuga clan's place because, well, he thinks he was so stupid. Oh, we had to protect the main family. Despite the fact it's revealed later, thanks to a letter after the match, that Neji's father volunteered to take the head of the Hyuga clan's place. Because twin brothers, they won't suspect the difference. And the third Hokage was there. And apparently he had no problem with this at all. Despite the fact it's one of his own people being sacrificed because of the stupidity of the Cloud Village. Luckily enough, later on, much more decent people. Yeah, apparently at this point in time, the Cloud Village, oh boy, some people in the Cloud Village were complete buffoons, like they're so pig-headed. That's the way they wrote them. Like if later on, I think Kishimoto must have realized though, because, well, the whole thing before the Ninja War, hey, maybe I should stop writing the Hidden Cloud Village being so pig-headed. And thank God he did, because their ninja became good friends with Naruto. Yep, so, yeah, and it's an epic battle. Heck, even a lot of the people who are there are very impressed with Neji, and of course, Naruto at one point has all his chakra points cut off, but then he summons the red chakra of the Nine-Tailed Fox. And then he basically creates a shadow clone, digs a hole in the ground while the distraction. Then he proceeds to punch Neji with a good haymaker right from the ground, knocking him out. And apparently hitting him that hard caused him to not move. He can still talk, but he couldn't move very well. And Naruto declared the winner. Yep. And of course, well, Neji's taken to the hospital. Well, actually, I think there's a medical unit actually at the stadium. So then the head of the Hyuga clan, basically, Lord Heshi, gives him the letter that was written by Neji's late father, explaining the whole thing. The real truth. And I'm thinking, though, why wouldn't he tell him in the first place about this? Why wouldn't he tell him about this after he died? Nope, had to wait frickin' 9 years for this to frickin' happen. I'm like, why would you wait 9 years to basically tell, like, dude, you wait 9 years to tell your nephew that your twin brother had volunteer sacrifice himself and your nephew hated you for almost a decade. Okay, like, why the heck would that Heiji Hyuga will be written like this? I have no idea. And of course, he's begging for forgiveness. And apparently, the grudge is settled. Okay, and the next match is supposed to be after Naruto beats Neji. Next match is supposed to be Sasuke versus Gaara. But Sasuke is late. So, they delayed it. Like, okay, postpone the match. Yeah, everyone's wondering, like, where the heck is Sasuke? Yeah, that's a lot of this episode's like, where the heck is Sasuke? What the heck is taking him so long? So, they move to this next match. Shikamaru versus Tamari. It's a pretty ingenious battle. It only lasts for about one episode. Yeah, it's a very quick battle. Yeah, where basically Shikamaru basically spending the whole episode trying to get Tamari caught in the possession jutsu. And of course, well, she's trying to use a big fan. She even tried to use a Shadow Clone. But luckily enough that the hole that Naruto made from the last battle had not been filled in yet. Yeah, it was still there. Good continuity there. So he uses that hole to basically take possession of Tamari. Oh, well, even though the dub versus Tamara for her is Tamari, it's just similar spelling, just how I pronounce it. I've generally pronounced her by that name for the past 3 years, so I'm not going to change it. So, instead of basically having a chance to have her give up, he's like, I give up. And he has a very good reason for this. He has very little chakra left, and he only has basically less about 10 more seconds. So Tamari wins. And despite the fact he gave up, a lot of the Jonin there basically taking notes about this, like, he made good Chunin. And then, of course, well, next we have the next match. Okay. This is not arrived yet. Okay, so move on to Kankuro and Shino. Kankuro's like, I withdraw. Because he doesn't want to show his jutsu for some reason. He's too scared. Yeah, but don't worry, he has this fight with Shino later. And then Gaara's like, screw this, I'm going to the field. Yep. Though I should mention before this, he was at the Lindley Hospital where he tried to kill Rock Lee. And he explained his backstory where about the whole thing of how he got Shikaku when he was just before he was born. And I should point out when he was born, he was tiny. Really tiny. He was just basically just bigger than his mother's hand. But he grew up perfectly fine. I mean, despite the fact people would try to kill him since he was freaking 6. Yep. Though it gets explained later on, basically, of the reasoning for that. So, he says he has no grudge against Rock Lee. He just basically, his prerogative is that he needs to kill in order to think himself he's alive. That's his motivation for trying to kill Rock Lee. And of course, Shikamaru and Naruto try to stop him, but lucky enough, my guy is there to stop him once again from killing Rock Lee. And then he walks off. And of course, well, then we see Gaara again, where apparently he's approached by 2 grass ninja, and it says, "Hey, throw the match." Our boss basically has got a lot of money winning on Sasuke. He's probably thinking though, like, I'm not throwing this match. So he just kills them. Yep. Kills them the same way the other ninja he did back in round 2. And of course, Naruto and Shikamaru basically are there. And now Naruto, he actually knocked Shikamaru in, just basically throw him off. The luck he took the stairs back, but yeah, then he explained to Kakashi what was going on. Then finally, Sasuke shows up late. Why he's late? Well, they explained that also that Gaara went to go visit them, but they didn't say exactly what happened after he saw them. Did he try to kill Sasuke? Not that I can think of, no. And he also apparently perfected his taijutsu, and he learned new jutsu, Chidori, otherwise known as the Lightning Blade. And apparently Sakura forgot she forgot the fact that, well, Kakashi's referred to her Chidori as the Lightning Blade. And according to Guy, the reason why it's also called Lightning Blade, because he cut a bolt of lightning in half before it hit the ground. Wow, that sounds freaking badass. Cutting a bolt of lightning in half with another bolt of lightning. Sounds awesome to me. Of course, when Hinata's watching the match between Neji and Naruto, she's basically very happy Naruto's winning. And then she starts coughing up blood. And then, just by sheer coincidence, an Anbu Black Ops just happened to be nearby. This one just happens to know medical ninjutsu. They don't say it's medical ninjutsu, but it's medical ninjutsu. And, of course, Kiba won't think of later. Then Kiba's knocked out, and you don't see him for the rest of the arc until like the last bit. Then, during the fight between, well, Sasuke versus Gaara, Gaara basically gets a hardened shell, and then Sasuke proceeds to use Chidori and pierce right through his armor, wounding him. And he starts screaming. And that's when the action starts. And also, it's revealed that the Kazekage is, in fact, Orochimaru. They reveal this a little bit later. Like, time to enact our action. And that's where the arc ends. Epic moment. That's the reason why I decided not to do freezing right at the moment, because I wanted to see what happens next. And I'm already about 4 episodes into the Chrono Crush arc. I will be discussing this arc probably tomorrow, at best. Yeah. I might get a chance to start freezing tomorrow at this rate. But I will be able to finish a little more of the manga today. No problem. Yep. So yeah, that's a singular review. And that's probably going to be it for videos today. Unless, of course, there's Comic Corner. Unless I got a Comic Corner. Yeah, I got their trading today. So I might be able to do a Comic Corner today. But it just depends. Yep, it just depends. Yep. I'm trying to think. What else? No, I think that's everything I can think of. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for singular review. Until I see you all tomorrow for my reviews for Black Clover, another Naruto review, and maybe if I get time, my first review for freezing. Okay? See you next video. Bye.